right, we're going for it. All right, everyone. If I can just have your attention. I'm not sure if is this working? All right. That makes that simple. So welcome, everyone. This is just fantastic to see such a huge crowd here today. I really appreciate everyone that's taken the time to come out and kick off our Healthy Future Strategic Plan. And I want to particularly thank some of our guests from across campus who have found the time to walk across Gordon Street and help us celebrate as well. This is a process that's been a year in the making. The document you see in front of you here today, I went through my computer just a few minutes ago through the files that started in October of last year, and I'm sure there must be thousands of pages of notes, of retreat records, of survey information, of community outreach and feedback that we've received that's been percolated down into these pages here today. And it's common to thank people at the end, but I want to thank people right now. Almost everyone here has had an opportunity and has given of themselves and their time to come up with a strategic plan. And some people have given more than their pound of flesh. And I want to say everyone that's been involved in this has a real job, and they've all found time to really contribute and produce this wonderful document and this vision for the next 5 years that we have in front of ourselves. You might ask, as we often do and probably did many times during the process, why do we put ourselves through this? On the second page of this document, there's an image of a compass, and which is a bit cliche when it comes to strategic plans, but I think it does say a lot. I know I come into work every day, and I'm sure every one of you are the same. You feel like your compass is swinging north, south, east, or west as you put out a fire, go to the next crisis, deal with the next, juggle all the balls that we're asked to do every day at work. This strategic plan gives us our true north for the next 5 years. It allows us to actually focus on a few important things that we think are going to be strategic and important to improve our organization for the next 5 years. And I think I certainly am very pleased with the result, very proud of the result, and very proud of what everyone has put into it. And the process of input will not end. It will not end at all during these 5 years. And each of you are encouraged to find ways in which to continue to contribute. There's going to be a lot of activity. There are measurable outcomes for each of these critical strategic initiatives that we have in this document. There are 5 of them. And whether you find yourself on a committee, or whether you're part of a focus group, or whether you're an ambassador for the ideas and visions in your part of the organization, or whether you're going outside of the organization to develop partnerships to make sure these things happen, those are things that we all need. And I'll talk a little bit at the end about how you can continue to get involved. Right now, we're going to have each one of the team co-leads come up and speak a little bit about just a little synopsis of what's in this document and what they've been working on for the last little while. So first of all, I'm going to ask your good friend Peter Conlon to come up and share a little bit about what he has put together and his team around the student experience.
Thanks very much, Jeff. Our group and our team is looking at the future of careers for all of our graduates, and it's maybe hard for us to imagine what even 5 years from now the future is going to look like for our BSc, DVM, and graduate program graduates in terms of career opportunities. But our team with co-leads Tarek Saleh and Kate Dewey, and a very committed group from both inside and outside OVC, are doing our best through the Learning Pathways strategic initiative to ensure all our graduates are going to be career ready, no matter where their paths take them after they leave OVC. So if we're looking at what skills and knowledge and attributes our graduates are going to need in order to succeed in wherever they go in the next decade, I looked at some authorities, including the World Economic Forum and the Bureau of Labor Statistics in the US, and they have focused on 6 areas that they say graduates should be competent in, we're going to focus on these areas. First one is technology and computational thinking, which is the ability to manage the massive amounts of data we process individually, each of us every day, to spot patterns in the data and to make sense of it all, and that's a skill that will be highly valued. And in healthcare, while telemedicine and robotic surgery and other forms of automation are changing how some healthcare is delivered, and many of our graduates outside the DVM program go into healthcare, and of course our DVM grads do, the demand for caregivers and the skill of caregiving is going to be really important over the next 10 years. As more of our graduates take care of a growing animal population, human population, and the environment in which we live. So that's the second skill that we want our grads to have. Social intelligence and new media literacy, which includes social and emotional intelligence, cross-cultural competency, will be really valuable for our grads. And because they're going to go out into a world where they could be working either actually or virtually with somebody from half a world away. And they need to be skilled in working with those people. And with the world moving so fast, our grads will need to be committed to lifelong learning. And that, to me, I think makes sense to all of us. They'll need to be able to use dynamic technologies and find the best sources of information to keep their knowledge and skills current. And the last one of the 6 is, with the huge opportunities, innovation and entrepreneurship, our grads need to understand how businesses work so they can demonstrate adaptability and business acumen, and they can collaborate quickly and effectively on a wide range of projects. So those are some of the areas our team is going to be addressing. How we'll address them is going to be through partnerships with stakeholders on campus and off, expanding our curricular and co-curricular offerings around, especially in experiential learning, developing dual degree programs, and by creating co-curricular transcript that permits our students to track all of the skills and knowledge that they're gaining. And our ultimate goal is that OVC will be recognized as a school which best prepares all of our grads, BSc, DVM, and graduate student graduates for their careers. Our grads will be career ready and confident in their readiness, and employers will be highly satisfied with our graduates when they take them on board. So in closing, I invite you to speak with Kate or Tarek or me if you would like to join us in creating all these exciting new pathways for our graduates. And we welcome every idea that you have in helping us get to where we want to go. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Peter. I'm going to introduce Paul McDonald, who's going to tell us a little bit about what the technology CSI group has been working on, how technology is going to transform our lives in the future. Peter alluded to that, and how it's going to affect how we teach, how we learn, how we do research, and the service we provide.
Thank you, Jeff. And speaking of technology, it looks like we may have the mic working soon, so if the volume goes up all of a sudden, that's the reason why. For anyone who doesn't know me, my name is Paul McDonald. I'm the manager of IT here at OVC. We all know that OVC is among the top veterinary schools in the world. We also know from all of the data that we collect, the performance data about our students and our graduates, that the OVC grads are among the most highly trained veterinarians, new veterinarians in the world. So we can be very proud of what we do in terms of the way that we teach. But that doesn't mean we should simply just continue doing what we're doing. If we want to remain among the top veterinary schools in the world, if we want to continue attracting the top faculty, the top students, graduating the top veterinarians, then I think we need to continue innovating in the way that we teach. And that's where technology can start to play a significant role. There's opportunities, for example, to enhance the development of psychomotor skills through the use of simulators and virtual technologies that allow our students to master clinical and surgical techniques in a safe and low-risk environment and a simulation-based method. We have opportunities to improve our classrooms and our teaching spaces through innovative designs in the classroom itself, and through the introduction of advanced technologies that support a wider range of teaching styles, a wider range of pedagogies that can help to further improve student outcomes and certainly improve the student experience. We also, as Peter noted earlier, we find that our graduates are going into a whole host of new careers where they will be working with a host of new technologies and indeed maybe even developing some of those technologies. And so we would like our students to do that with confidence and with competence, having been exposed to advanced technologies here in OVC. So there's opportunities there as well. So the technology thread of the strategic plan is really asking the question, how can new technologies best support teaching and learning here at OVC? That's a question that I suspect many of you have answers to. I would like to hear those answers. I would like to work with you to embed some of those new advanced technologies and pedagogies into our new state-of-the-art facilities, our teaching spaces, our clinical spaces. So please come speak to me this afternoon or reach out at some point over the next few days and weeks, and we can work on that together. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Our next CSI is around organizational health, which may sound a little dry, but in fact, it is, people are our resource here at the Ontario Veterinary College. And the objective of this group is to help us with our commitment to make our workplace the best it can be and to attract and retain the very best talent. So I'm going to introduce Carolyn Kerr. Is Elise here or not? Yes. And Elise is it, and they're going to tell you a little bit about what they've been working on.
So good afternoon, everybody. I think I've been around OVC quite some time, so most people know me. I'm Carolyn Kerr, Chair of Clinical Studies, and I have Elise Wickett, who's the Supervisor for Patient Care and Service Delivery in the OVC HSC. So this CSI was very large, so we decided to split it into two parts. With Elise and Carol Ann Higgins, our Chief Administrative Officer for OVC for the college, focusing in on the workplace culture, and Dr. Gatiro, one of our faculty members in clinical studies, and I working on the recruitment. So Elise will start out by giving us a little summary of the enhanced workplace culture.
Sure. So in speaking about enhanced workplace culture, this strategic initiative focuses on and endeavors to support the ongoing development of OVC as a workplace that values integrity, equity, diversity, and health. To be successful in achieving our goals, we must first understand our people and their needs, and then make changes that are reflective of the input that we receive. To date, we've explored opportunities with organizational health experts, which have resulted in a couple proposals to be considered in partnership with the results of the campus-wide wellness survey from last month. As this initiative is primarily driven by our needs as members of the OVC community, your continued involvement is integral to its success. So please stay tuned for future opportunities to participate in the impactful work of charting our path forward in the direction of a healthier, more engaging, and positive workplace.
Great. So the second part of the initiative is really around recruitment. Obviously, they're very linked. And I think it really speaks to the fact that at OVC, we really regard people as being extremely powerful and our number one resource. So the specific goal of this CSI is to create an environment that helps us attract, recruit, and retain the very best. And we want these best faculty to not only excel and be the top in their field, but also to have a strong commitment to our core values of an inclusive community. When we have an open position, we want to attract a really strong pool of applicants that meets or exceeds our needs. And then once we recruit them, we hope to help them grow and achieve their excellence and keep them engaged with the OVC community so that we can actually keep them here. Clearly, this initiative links with our organizational health as certainly a workplace culture that's healthy and strong and engaged will certainly be the number one recruitment tool. So if anybody would like to be more involved, we welcome your feedback. We've started going with our action plan items related to those three areas in the recruitment and, as Elise mentioned, in the organizational health, and we'd love your feedback.
Thank you, Elise and Carolyn. I'm going to introduce now Gord Kirby, who's going to come and tell us a little bit about the group that's been working on research directions for our college.
Good afternoon, everyone. So in this strategic area of research, we're going to leverage our unique potential in One Health to propel OVC and the university to global leadership. Our definition of One Health spans the breadth of interdisciplinary areas of research under the One Health umbrella. These areas include research into diseases arising at the interface of human and animal populations and the environment. Also includes translational comparative research, which takes advantage of the many correlations between naturally occurring diseases in humans and animals. So it's widely recognized that innovative new collaborative approaches are needed to address the important issues facing humans, animals, and the environment. And One Health research and training provides us with the framework to bring these disciplines together and leverage knowledge discovery from animal and human populations and the environment to benefit society as a whole. Here are some illustrative examples. So in the face of climate change, the health of human populations can be correlated with the changing health of wild and farmed animal populations and environmental degradation. Using a One Health framework allows us to identify and tackle these key emerging issues. Laboratory rodents are useful as basic mechanistic models for diagnostic and therapeutic development. However, naturally occurring diseases in companion and large animals are increasingly recognized as relevant models that closely parallel diseases in humans, providing a One Health approach to move our most promising research and therapies forward. So at OVC, we advocate the critical roles that health and veterinary medicine can play in One Health, and our considerable strength in the areas of zoonotic disease prevention and control and in translational medicine is the result of considerable foresight, time, and energy spent by our faculty champions, our staff and students in the development and promotion of several centers of research strength in areas related to One Health. Impressive examples are development and the impact of the Center for Public Health and Zoonoses, as well as translational clinical research with the Institute of Comparative Cancer Investigation and the Center for Cardiovascular Investigations. And there's many more that are emerging. So our researchers are increasingly and widely recognized in the scientific community as leaders in One Health, and beneficial impact their contributions have had in addressing critical local and global health issues. The resounding message that we had from our college community and stakeholders is that we should continue to provide support and promote and build on the One Health initiative. So as such, we plan to expand and elevate our One Health leadership role by leveraging our research strengths and capitalizing our synergies between our expanding research programs and our student learning pathways. So we have two broad goals. The first goal is to expand our capacity for One Health research through increased collaboration and support. That'll be achieved by strengthening and extending our partnerships and networks with health authorities, industry, and academia, increasing recruitment of talented One Health researchers, engaging and training more students in One Health fields through new and expanded programs, courses, and financial support, and encouraging foresight, nimbleness, and preparedness to successfully respond to emerging large-scale funding opportunities that will expand our One Health influence. Our second goal is to increase awareness and societal impact of One Health research. This will be achieved by expanding our global presence through publications, communications, symposia, and commercialization of One Health research, increasing our influence on public policy development and guidelines for best practice, enhancing our ability to predict and prevent disease and reduce risk of zoonoses, and improving health through innovation through including new drugs, therapies, diagnostics, and vaccines. So by enhancing our capacity and support for One Health research and training, we will expand our outputs and impact by extending knowledge, the scientific knowledge base, accelerating biomedical discoveries, and improving global health policy and practice. This allows us to strategically build our unique potential in One Health to propel OVC and the University of Guelph to global leadership. So I'd like to acknowledge the committee members. Joel Ingrau is a PhD student in pathobiology, Stephen LeBlanc, Jim Petrick, Jan Sargent, Cheyenne Sharif, who's a co-lead, Adroni Fabrouk, and Jeff Wood. And we had a lot of input from the the college community. And if you have any questions on how you can help us promote and support this initiative, we'd be welcome that. Thank you.
Thanks, Gord. So, University of Guelph strategic renewal document and the branding that's come out of that, you know, the tagline is "Improve Life." As much as Gord and the other CSI leaders have referred to the engine of knowledge creation and service that we have here at the college, none of it means anything if it doesn't get out into the community in an impactful way. So Jane Dawkins is going to come and share with you a little bit about what her group's been working on in terms of our community outreach, public outreach, and the way in which we're going to translate what we do here out into society.
Hi. My name is Jane Dawkins, and I work in marketing communications here at the Ontario Veterinary College, for those that don't know me. Over the course of the past year, we have worked really hard in identifying the top 5 goals. And in our meeting a year ago, we really realized that no matter what we did, if we weren't communicating it out into the world, it would have very little impact, at least to the regular citizens. When we started to meet, we were lucky we had members from CVO, we had faculty members, staff, as well as students involved in where we should start. And one of the key issues that came up is that we really don't have a half-decent way of measuring where we are right now and what we are doing within the area of public outreach. One of the key focuses that we plan to do over the next 5 years is to build better infrastructure in how we can information share internally. That will be supported by some of the other CSIs that we have put in place, such as organizational health, as well as One Health. The other area we are looking to improve is our voice in government. One of the challenges for veterinarians or for the college itself is we are considered or not considered at all too late in the building of government policy. So building better relationships with CVO and OVMA and how we can be considered earlier on in the conversation, particularly in the areas of One Health, when building policy is another key area. And lastly, the University of Guelph has recently gone through a communications audit. And a key objective for communications for the university as a whole is to be the voice on an international and national level. For the college, our goal is to support the area of One Health and really be the sought after source to solve these issues, whether it's in the media or whether it's on advisory boards. So those are the 3 areas that we plan on working on. We are looking for people to take part, and if you are interested, please contact Cynthia or myself.
Thank you, Jane. So I'm very proud of what we've achieved here. I can't take any credit for it, but those that you've seen today have really led a tremendous process. And I think we're going to see the results of this. In behind what you've heard today, there are already a growing sets of metrics and goals and timelines for rolling out different initiatives, and those will continue to be elaborated. And there's a number of ways in which you can stay in touch with the process and get involved if you choose. There is a new website that's been launched today, ovcstratplan.ca. I've been on it very briefly. Links seem to be working. That's great. There's going to be information coming weekly through the bulletin. There's going to be delivery of updates to Dean's Council, which we will then spin out and make available through the website. There'll be your departmental newsletters. You can speak, obviously, to any members of the strategic plan team that you've been introduced to here today. And you can also, on the website, sign up and ask to be involved in one form or another. So there's lots of different ways that you can stay engaged. I know everyone's busy, but I do hope that people who feel particularly strongly about some of these visions and initiatives that we've started here today will continue to contribute. We have a draw today for an amazing wellness prize package, so make sure you fill out whatever you have to fill out and get that in so that it'll be pulled at the end of the day, and we'll see who's going to win that. But somebody lucky will do so. Please enjoy the rest of the event. We're going to go over and cut the cake, so if you haven't had enough sweet stuff with the cupcakes, you can fill up on cake as well. Have I said everything I'm supposed to say? Good. All right. Thank you.